Hello, this is Nick Scratch, host of the Post Meridian Radio Players podcast, and I think I have some good news. As you know, I've been lost below Irene's basement for the past few weeks, but I think I finally found a way out. There's a door over there, and I think I can see daylight. Let me just open it. Okay, this isn't Boston. Heck, I'm not even sure it's modern day. What's with all these horse-drawn carriages around? And it stinks, too. Excuse me, where am I?
London, sir.
Yeah, I should have guessed that. And what year is it?
1895, sir. Everyone knows that.
1895? That's not right. I don't want to live in the past, so let me just go back through this door and... That was a close one. I'm just being honest here, but I don't think I could survive without the internet. Speaking of, let's reach into the PMRP vault and see what we have for this week. It's a Sherlock Holmes classic. Now I get why the door took me back to London in 1895. From 2012 to 2023, the PMRP presented Sherlock Holmes adaptations every summer, every one starring Andrew Harrington as the Great Detective and Chris Chiampa as his companion, Dr. Watson. Tonight's episode, from 2017, is an adaptation of the very first Sherlock Holmes short story and features the infamous Irene Adler. So sit back, pour yourself a cup of tea, and enjoy as the Post Meridian Radio Players present A Scandal in Bohemia.
To Sherlock Holmes, she is always the woman. In his eyes, she eclipses the whole of her sex. It was not that he felt love for her. All emotions were abhorrent to his cold but admirably balanced mind. Yet there was but one woman to him, the late Irene Adler, of dubious and questionable memory. It was March of the year 1888. I had seen little of Holmes lately, as my marriage had drifted us away from each other. Holmes, who loathed every form of society with his Bohemian soul, remained in our lodgings at Baker Street, buried among his old books and alternating between cocaine and the fierce energy of his own keen nature. One night I was returning from visiting a patient when I passed the well-remembered door of 221B. I was suddenly seized with a desire to see Holmes again. I rang the bell and was shown up to the chamber which had formerly been, in part, my own. Holmes was, I think, glad to see me.
Wedlock suits you, Watson. You've put on 7.5 pounds since I saw you last.
Only 7, surely.
Indeed. I should have thought a little more. And in practice again. You did not tell me that you intended to go back into the harness.
Yet if I did not tell you, then how do you know?
I see it. I deduce it. How do I know that you have been getting yourself very wet lately and that you have a most clumsy and careless servant girl?
Holmes, this is simply too much. Had you lived a few centuries ago, you had certainly been burned for a witch.
But I am correct.
It is true that I had a country walk on Thursday and came home a drenched mess. But as I have since changed my clothes, I can't imagine how you deduce it. As to Mary Jane, she's an incorrigible servant, and my wife has given her notice. But there again, I fail to see how you worked it out.
It is simplicity itself. The leather of your left shoe is scored by 6 parallel cuts, obviously caused by careless scraping round the sole to remove crusted mud. Hence my double deduction that you had been out in vile weather and that you had employed a particularly malignant boot-slitting specimen of the London slavey.
I see. And my practice?
If a gentleman walks into my room smelling of iodine and a bulge in his top hat shows where he secrets his stethoscope, I must be dull indeed if I do not pronounce him to be an active member of the medical profession.
When I hear your reasoning, the thing always appears so simple. You remind me of Edgar Allan Poe's Dupin.
No doubt you think you are complimenting me in comparing me to Dupin. Now, in my opinion, Dupin was a very inferior individual. That trick of breaking in on people's thoughts with an apropos remark is really very showy and superficial. Dupin had some analytical genius, no doubt, but was by no means such a phenomenon as Poe imagined.
Be that as it may, it is still a trick I would like to learn. I see the same facts as you, yet I cannot reach your conclusions.
You see, my dear Watson, but you do not observe. For example, you have frequently seen the steps which lead up to this room.
Frequently.
Then how many are there?
How many? Why, I don't know.
Precisely. You have seen, but you have not observed. Now, I know that there are 17 steps because I have both seen and observed. But since you show some interest in these little problems of mine and have been good enough to chronicle one or two of my trifling experiences...
Trifling?
You may be interested in this. It came by the last post. Read it aloud, won't you?
Undated note, no signature or address. There will call upon you tonight at 7:45 a gentleman who desires to consult you upon a matter of the very deepest moment. Oh, what in the world?
Keep reading. You haven't reached the best part yet.
Your recent services to one of the royal houses have shown you may be trusted with matters of importance. This account of you we have from all quarters received. Do not take it amiss if your visitor wears a mask.
This is indeed a mystery.
What do you imagine it all means?
It is a capital mistake to theorize before one has data. But the note, Watson, what do you deduce from the note?
Well, the man who wrote it was presumably well-to-do.
And why is that?
The paper is peculiarly strong and stiff. Such paper could not be bought for under half a crown.
Peculiar. That is the very word. It is not an English paper at all.
Oh, not English.
Indeed. Hold it up to the light.
Oh, very well. A monogram woven into the paper. Large E with a small g, a P and a large G with a small t. The name of the maker, no doubt.
No, I'm afraid not. The G with the small t stands for Gesellschaft, which is German for company. P, of course, stands for Papier. But as for the EG, let us glance at our Continental Gazetteer. Watson, if you would fetch it off the shelf.
Yeah, very well. Let's see. Eglonitz. Here we are, Egria. It is a small town in a German-speaking country, very good homes, located in Bohemia. This paper was made in Bohemia.
Precisely.
Yeah, which would also explain the peculiar sentence construction. The author is not an English speaker.
Quite right. What's more, the man who wrote the note is himself a German. This account of you we have from all quarters received. No Frenchman or Russian is so uncourteous to his verbs. Therefore, it only remains to discover what is wanted by this German man who writes upon Bohemian paper and prefers to wear a mask rather than show his face.
Oh, we haven't long to wait. It's almost 7:45 now. Oh, and unless my ears deceive me, here comes his carriage.
Drawn by a pair of horses, by the sound.
Yes, a nice little broom and a pair of beauties.
150 guineas apiece at least. There's money in this case, Watson, if nothing else.
I think I'd better go home.
Stay where you are, Doctor. I am lost without my Boswell. Besides, this case promises to be interesting. It would be a pity for you to miss it.
But your client...
Never mind the client. I shall want your help, and thus so will he. Here he comes. Sit down in that armchair, Doctor, and give us your best attention. Come in.
A tall man entered, with the chest and limbs of a Hercules. He was dressed with a richness which would, in England, be looked upon as akin to bad taste. Heavy bands of astrakhan were slashed across the sleeves of his double-breasted coat, while the deep blue cloak thrown over his shoulders was lined with flame-colored silk, completing the impression of barbaric opulence. He carried a broad-brimmed hat in his hand, while he wore a visard mask across the upper part of his face, covering all save a straight chin, suggestive of resolution pushed to the length of obstinacy.
You had my notes, Mr.
I am Holmes. This is my friend and colleague, Dr. Watson, who occasionally helps me in my cases. Whom have I the honor to address?
You may address me as the Count von Klam, a Bohemian nobleman. I should much prefer to communicate with you alone.
Very well. Please
It is both of us, or none. You may say anything before this gentleman which you would say to me.
Very well. Then I must begin by binding you both to absolute secrecy for 2 years. At the end of that time, this matter will be of no importance. At present, it is not too much to say that it is of such weight that it may have an influence upon European history.
I give my word.
And I as well.
Very good. You will excuse this mask. The august person who employs me wishes his agent to be unknown to you. And I may confess at once that the title by which I have just called myself is not exactly my own.
I was aware of it.
The circumstances are of great delicacy, and every precaution has to be taken to prevent what might grow to be an immense scandal and seriously compromise one of the reigning families of Europe. To speak plainly, the matter implicates the great House of Ormstein, hereditary kings of Bohemia.
I was aware of that as well. If your majesty would condescend to state your case, I should be better able to advise you.
What?
Holmes!
Your majesty had not spoken before I was aware that I was addressing Wilhelm Gottsreich Sigismund von Ormstein, Grand Duke of Kassel-Felstein and hereditary king of Bohemia.
You are right. Yeah, I am the king. Why should I attempt to conceal it?
Why, indeed?
But you can understand that I am not accustomed to doing such business in my own person. Yet the matter was so delicate that I could not confide it to an agent without putting myself in his power. I have come incognito from Prague for the purpose of consulting you.
Then pray, consult.
The facts briefly are these. Some 5 years ago, during a lengthy visit to Warsaw, I made the acquaintance of the well-known adventuress Irene Adler. The name is no doubt familiar to you.
Kindly look her up in my index, Doctor.
Murmured Holmes without opening his eyes. For many years he had adopted a system of docketing all paragraphs concerning men, women, and things, so that it was difficult to name a subject or a person on which he could not at once furnish information. In this case, I found her biography sandwiched in between that of a Hebrew rabbi and a staff commander who had written a monograph upon deep-sea fishing. Adler. Ah, here she is. Adler, Irene, born in New Jersey in the year 1858.
Yes.
Contralto. La Scala. Prima donna, Imperial Opera of Warsaw.
Yes.
Retired from operatic stage. Living here in London.
Quite so. No doubt your majesty became entangled with this young person, wrote her some compromising letters, and is now desirous of getting those letters back.
That's it? Precisely. But how?
Was there a secret marriage?
None.
No legal papers or certificates?
No.
Then I fail to follow, your majesty. If this young person should produce her letters for blackmailing or other purposes, how is she to prove their authenticity?
There is the writing.
Forgery.
My private notepaper.
Stolen.
My own seal.
Imitated.
My photograph.
Bought.
We were both in the photograph.
Ah. Oh, that is very bad.
Your Majesty has indeed committed an indiscretion.
I was mad, insane. I was only crown prince then. I was young. I am but 30 now.
It must be recovered.
We have tried and failed.
Your majesty must pay whatever she asks.
She will not sell.
Burglary, then?
5 attempts have been made. Twice, burglars in my pay ransacked her house. Once we diverted her luggage when she traveled. Twice she has been waylaid. There has been no result.
No sign of it?
Absolutely none.
It is quite a pretty little problem.
But a very serious one.
Oh, indeed. And what does she propose to do with the photograph?
To ruin me.
But how?
I am about to be married.
So I have heard. To Clotilde Lothman von Saxe-Meiningen, second daughter of the King of Scandinavia.
Yeah. You may know the strict principles of our family. A shadow of a doubt as to my conduct would bring the matter to an end.
And Irene Adler?
Threatens to send them the photograph, and she will do it. I know that she will do it. She has the face of the most beautiful of women, but the soul of steel. Rather than I should marry another woman, there are no lengths to which she would go. None.
You are sure that she has not sent it yet?
I am sure.
And why?
Because she has said that she would send it on the day when the betrothal was publicly proclaimed. That will be next Monday.
Oh, then we have 3 days yet. That is very fortunate, as I have 1 or 2 matters of importance to look into just at present. Your Majesty will, of course, stay in London?
Certainly. You will find me at the Langdam, under the name of the Count von Kram.
Then I shall drop you a line to let you know how we progress.
Pray do so. I shall be all anxiety.
Now, as to money.
You have carte blanche.
Absolute.
I tell you that I would give one of the provinces of my kingdom to have that photograph.
Let us hope it does not come to that. And for present expenses?
This bag contains 300 pounds in gold and 700 in notes.
Well, that should do for a start. Watson, if you would kindly give the Count a receipt.
There you are, Your Majesty.
Danke.
Oh, one detail. The mademoiselle's address?
Is Briony Lodge, Serpentine Avenue, St. John's Wood.
Note that, Watson.
Right.
One last question. Was the photograph a cabinet?
It was.
Very well. Then good night, Your Majesty, and I trust that we shall soon have some good news for you.
Yeah. Good night.
Holmes, you were damnably rude.
One moment. There he goes. He's getting into his cab. And he's gone. Ha ha! What a case! What a client!
If you say so.
I do. And now, Watson, I must bid you good night. I need time to ponder the matter. And I also think it is past time for you to be home with your wife.
Oh. Well, I quite understand. Good night, Holmes.
Watson?
Yes?
If you will be good enough to call tomorrow afternoon at 3 o'clock, I should like to chat this little matter over with you.
I'd like nothing more in the world.
Good man. Till tomorrow, then.
At 3 o'clock precisely, I was back at Baker Street, but the landlady informed me that Holmes had left early that morning and had not returned, so I sat down beside the fire to await him. I was already deeply interested in his inquiry, for though it was surrounded by none of the grim and strange features associated with my other stories, the nature of the case and the exalted station of its client gave it a character of its own. It was close upon 4 before the door opened, and a drunken-looking groom, ill-kempt and side-whiskered, with an inflamed face and disreputable clothes, walked into the room.
Oh, excuse me, Squire. Is Mr. Holmes about?
Oh, give it up, Holmes. I have grown accustomed to your powers of disguise.
Well, really? Watson, you progress. You really do.
I've stoked the fire, so take a seat and tell me about your investigation.
Very well.
What is it?
Oh, it's just too funny. You could never guess how I employed my morning.
I suppose that you were watching the house and habits of one Miss Irene Adler.
Oh. Yes, quite so. That was indeed how I began my day. But the sequel was rather unusual. I left... Ooh. I left Baker Street a little after 8 o'clock this morning in the character of an out-of-work groom. There is a wonderful sympathy among horsey men. Be one of them and you will soon know all that there is to know. I found Miss Adler's home in Briony Lodge, a bijou villa with a garden at the back and a well-furnished sitting room with one of those preposterous English windows that even a child could open. I made my way to the coach house to offer the ostlers a hand in rubbing down their horses. For this I received in exchange twopence, a glass of half and half, 2 fills of shag tobacco, and as much information as I could desire about Miss Irene Adler. Nice house, this.
Yeah, it's good enough, isn't it?
Lady that owns it, yes?
That's right, Miss Adler.
She a good mistress?
Yeah, she treats us well enough. We should see her, though. Daintiest thing under a bonnet, they call her. So say the 17 muse to a man.
That right?
God's truth. Lives quietly enough. Drives out at 5 every day. Returns at 7 sharp for dinner. Seldom goes out other times, except when she sings at concerts.
No? Singer, is she?
That's right. They say she's the voice of an angel. Never heard her sing myself, mind you.
Yeah, but surely a bonny lass like that would have no end of gentlemen chasing her skirt.
Yeah, you'd think, but she's only one gent visitor I know of. Him we see a good deal of. Never calls less than once a day, and more often twice.
Yeah? Who's that then?
Master Godfrey Norton of the Inner Temple. Lawyer of some sort. Not that I put much stock in that kind.
God's truth, mate.
God's truth.
You see, Watson, the advantages of a cabman as a confidant. They had driven this Godfrey Norton home a dozen times and knew all about him. The news that he was a lawyer, well, that sounded ominous. What was the object of his repeated visits? Was Irene Adler his client, his friend, or his mistress?
If the former, she would probably transfer the photograph to his safekeeping. If the latter...
Yes?
It would seem to me far less likely.
Quite so. I fear that I bore you with these details, but I have to let you see my difficulties if you are to fully understand the situation.
Oh, I assure you, I am following you closely.
I was still balancing the matter in my mind when a hansom cab drove up to Briney Lodge. A most remarkable gentleman sprang out, evidently Godfrey Norton himself. He appeared to be in a great hurry.
Wait for me, cabby. I shan't be just a minute.
Right. Whoa there!
He brushed through the front door with the air of a man who was thoroughly at home. I soon caught a glimpse of him in the windows of the sitting room, pacing up and down, talking excitedly and waving his arms.
And Irene Adler?
Of her I could see nothing. Presently Godfrey emerged, looking even more flurried than before. As he stepped up to the cab, he pulled from his pocket a gold watch and looked at it earnestly.
Where to now, Gov?
First to Gross and Hankey's in Regent Street, and then to the Church of St. Monica and the Edgware Road. Drive like the devil. Half a guinea if you do it in 20 minutes.
Right-ho! Yah!
Away they went, and I was just wondering whether I should follow them, when up the lane came a neat little landau, the coachman with his coat only half buttoned and his tie under his ear, while all the tags of his harness were sticking out of the buckles. It hadn't even pulled up before she, Irene Adler herself, shot out of the hall.
Was she lovely?
Really, Watson?
It would seem a pertinent detail.
Very well. I only caught a glimpse of her at the moment, but she was a lovely woman with a face that a man might die for. May I continue?
Oh, by all means.
The coach hadn't more than pulled up before she, Irene Adler herself, shot out of the hall door and climbed aboard.
The Church of St. Monica, John, and half a sovereign if you reach it in 20 minutes.
This was quite too good a chance to lose, Watson. I was just balancing whether I should perch behind her landau when a cab came through the street. The driver looked twice at such a shabby fare, but I jumped in before he could object. "The Church of St. Monica," said I, "and a full sovereign if you reach it in 20 minutes.
By Jove, this is fast becoming a game of cabs.
It was 25 minutes to 12, and it was clear enough what was in the wind. My cabbie drove fast. I don't think I ever drove faster, but the others were there before us. I paid the driver and hurried into the church. There was not a soul there, save the two whom I had followed and a clergyman standing in a knot by the altar. Suddenly, to my surprise, Irene Adler herself came running as hard as she could towards me.
Thank God you're here. You'll do. Hurry, this way.
What then?
This way, man. Come, only 3 minutes left or it won't be legal.
Oh, right, miss.
Who's this then?
Does it matter? He's a witness. That should be good enough, Father.
I suppose it will have to do.
Then for pity's sake, let us proceed. Oh, and here.
Gov?
You'll have to hold the rings.
Dearly beloved, we are gathered together here in the sight of God and in the presence of these witnesses to join together Irene Adler and Godfrey Norton in holy matrimony, which is...
I was half dragged up to the altar, and before I knew where I was, I found myself mumbling responses, vouching for things of which I knew nothing, and generally assisting in the tying up of Irene Adler spinster to Godfrey Norton bachelor. It was the most preposterous position in which I had ever found myself in my life, and it was the thought of it that started me laughing just now.
I do hope you were compensated for your trouble.
Oh, most assuredly. The bride even gave me a sovereign, which I mean to wear on my watch chain in memory of the occasion.
Of course you do.
It looks as if the pair might take an immediate departure, and so necessitate very prompt and energetic measures on my part. At the church door, however, they separated. Godfrey helped Irene into her cab.
Go straight home, dearest. I shall go back to Temple, but I'll call you later on my first opportunity.
I shall drive out in the park at 5 as usual. Be careful, my love.
I will. I will see you soon,
He said as he left her. They drove away in different directions, and I heard no more.
Well, this is a very unexpected turn of affairs.
Indeed. My plans are very seriously menaced. I shall have to make arrangements.
Which are?
Some cold beef and a glass of beer.
How can you think of food at a time like this?
I have been too busy to think of food, and we are likely to be busier still this evening. By the way, Doctor, I shall need your cooperation.
Why, I should be delighted.
You don't mind breaking the law?
Not in the least.
Nor running a chance of arrest?
Not in a good cause.
Oh, the cause is excellent.
Then I'm your man.
I was sure that I might rely on you.
But what is it you wish?
After Mrs. Turner has brought in the tray, I will make it clear.
Mrs. Turner? Where's Mrs. Hudson?
Who can say? The comings and goings of Mrs. Hudson are a mystery even I cannot solve.
Here you are, Mr. Holmes. Cold beef and beer, just as you asked.
Excellent. Put it on the table. Thank you. That will be all.
Very good, Mr. Holmes. Dr. Watson, if you need me, I'll be in the pantry.
Now, we must discuss the matter while I eat, for we have not much time.
When are we to act?
It is nearly 5 now. In 2 hours, we should be back at Bryony Lodge. Miss Irene, or rather Madame, returns from her drive at 7. We must be there to meet her.
Where, no doubt, you have arranged what is to occur.
I have. There is only one point on which I must insist.
Anything.
You must not interfere, come what may. You understand?
I'm to be neutral.
To do nothing whatever, at least until the time comes.
Holmes, just what exactly are you planning?
Only this.
What is it?
It is an ordinary plumber's smoke rocket, filled with a cap at either end to make it self-lighting.
I never took you for a pyrotechnic.
There are many things you do not know about me. There will probably be some small unpleasantness. It will end in my being conveyed into the house. 4 or 5 minutes afterwards, the sitting room window will open. Station yourself close to that open window and watch for me.
Yes.
When I raise my hand, so, you will throw the rocket into the room.
I begin to understand.
You will then raise a cry of fire. This cry will in turn be repeated by a number of people. Then walk to the end of the street where I will rejoin you in 10 minutes' time. Have I made myself clear?
Entirely. I am to get near the window, watch you, and at your signal throw in the rocket. Then I'm to raise the cry of fire, depart, and wait for you at the corner of the street.
Admirably precise.
It all seems simple enough. You may entirely rely on me.
That is excellent. Well, I think it is almost time that I prepare for the new role I have to play.
Another disguise?
Of course. Mrs. Norton would likely find it suspicious to see the same unkempt groom show on her doorstep. But, hand me that black hat, won't you, Watson?
Here you are.
Thank you. But she will not think twice of an amiable and simple-minded nonconformist clergyman.
Now this is just too much.
You think so? Not enough, I say. But with some baggy trousers and a frock. There. The illusion is complete.
Holmes, I must say, the stage lost a fine actor when you became a specialist in crime. It was 6:15 when we left Baker Street, and we soon found ourselves in Serpentine Avenue. It was already dusk, and the lamps were just being lighted as we paced up and down in front of Bryony Lodge, waiting for the arrival of Irene Adler.
This marriage rather simplifies matters, as the photograph now becomes a double-edged weapon. Chances are that she would be just as averse to its being seen by Mr. Godfrey Norton as our client is to it being delivered to his princess.
So now the question is, where are we to find the photograph?
Where indeed? It is cabinet size, too large for easy concealment about a woman's dress. She knows that the king is capable of having her waylaid and searched. We may take it then that she does not carry it about with her.
Perhaps she has it secured in a bank somewhere.
A bank is a possibility, but one which I'm inclined to discount. Women are naturally secretive, and they like to do their own secreting. Besides, remember that she had resolved to use it within a few days. It must be where she can lay her hands upon it and quickly. It must be in her own house.
But the house has twice been burgled.
Sure, they did not know how to look.
But you do.
I will not look. I will get her to show me.
She will refuse.
She will not be able to. Trust me, Watson.
I do. You know I do. I must say, for a small street, this neighborhood is remarkably animated. I don't like the look of those shabbily dressed chaps.
They are here at my invitation.
Yours?
Indeed. As are the scissors grinder, the two guardsmen currently flirting with the nurse girl, and the several well-dressed young men lounging about with cigars. Oh, but wait. Do you hear that?
Yes, I hear the rumble of wheels.
Her carriage is early. Now, remember, Watson, carry out my orders to the letter. Let the drama unfold. Under no circumstances are you to interfere until you see my signal.
You can rely on me.
Out of the way, you lot! Let us through!
Go on, spare a couple, won't you?
There's a lady in there.
Come out of the cab, lady. We'll help you down. Stay in the cab, miss. They're trouble.
Don't be ridiculous. This rabble isn't any threat. Here you are, my good man, a copper for your assistance.
Thank you, lady.
It's my copper.
No more.
I was here first.
Peace, everyone. I have enough for all.
See what you done? You upset lady.
Oh, come off it.
Teach you some respect.
Go on, give him a duck.
Driver! Driver!
Out of my way, you lot!
See here. Let the young lady alone.
None of your business, you toff.
I mean, you have no right to accost this lady.
No right, eh? I'll show you right.
No.
Oh, took him out, you did.
Shouldn't have done that. He's a priest.
Oh, there's blood.
Clear off, everyone. Clear off!
Is the poor gentleman much hurt?
Oh, I think he's dead.
Oh.
No, there's still life in him. But, he'll be gone before you can get him to hospital.
He's a brave fellow. They would have had your purse, lady, if it hadn't been for him. They were a gang, and a rough one, too.
Oh, he's breathing now.
But he can't lie in the street. May we bring him in, Mum?
Surely. Bring him into the sitting room. This way, please.
Slowly and solemnly, Holmes was borne into Bryony Lodge and laid out on the couch in the principal room, while I observed the proceedings from my post by the window. I know that I never felt more heartily ashamed of myself in my life than when I saw the beautiful creature against whom I was conspiring, or the grace and kindliness with which she waited upon the injured man. And yet it would be the blackest treachery to draw back now from the part which Holmes had entrusted to me. I hardened my heart and took the smoke rocket from under my ulster.
Miss, I think he's awake.
Oh, where am I?
In my home, sir. I owe you a debt of thanks for your timely rescue.
Air. Oh, I cannot breathe. Please. The window. Open the window.
Oh, of course. Mildred, if you could open the window for the gentleman.
Yes, miss.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. That is much better.
The signal.
Oh, miss, there's...
Oh, my dear lady, there is a fire.
No.
Oh, hurry. There is so much smoke. Save yourself. You must escape. Oh, but hold.
Hold?
Oh, but lady, this looks to have been a false alarm. See here? It is nothing more than a child's smoke rocket.
I see. Thank goodness it is nothing more than that.
Is everything all right, Miss Adler?
Yes, John, nothing to be concerned about. It was all just a little smoke show.
Indeed. But that little jolt of excitement has done me a world of good. I'm feeling much revived, and I fear I have taken up too much of your hospitality.
Are you sure you do not want to stay longer, good sir?
No. I am expected back soon at my parish. I thank you for your hospitality, good lady, and I wish you a good night.
But of course. Good night, Father. God bless.
There you are, Watson. Good man. Let us make our way back to Baker Street.
Did things go as you expected? Will we be successful?
You did it very nicely, Doctor. Nothing could have been better.
You have the photograph?
No, but I know where it is.
And how did you find it?
She showed me, as I told you that she would.
I'm afraid I am still in the dark.
I do not wish to make more of a mystery. The matter was perfectly simple. You, of course, saw that everyone in the street was an accomplice. They were all engaged for the evening.
You told me as much.
When the row broke out, I had a little moist red paint in the palm of my hand. I rushed forward, fell down, clapped my hand to my face, and became a piteous spectacle. It is an old trick.
But effective. If not for your warning, I would have rushed to your aid.
Then they carried me into her sitting room, which was the room I suspected. She was bound to have me in, Watson. What else could she do? They laid me on a couch, I motioned for air, they were compelled to open the window, and you had your chance. Soon the room was full of smoke and our task was complete.
How did the smoke help you?
It was all important. When a woman thinks her house is on fire, her instinct is at once to rush to the thing which she values most. A married woman grabs at her baby, an unmarried one reaches for her jewel box. It is an overpowering impulse, and I have more than once taken advantage of it. In the case of the Darlington substitution scandal, and also in the Arnsworth Castle business. Now, it was clear to me that Our Lady of today had nothing in the house more precious to her than what we are in quest of. She would rush to secure it. The alarm of fire was admirably done. The smoke and shouting were enough to shake her nerves of steel, and she responded beautifully.
And the photograph?
Is in a recess behind a sliding panel just above the right bell pull. She was there in an instant, and I caught a glimpse of it as she half drew it out. When I cried out that it was a false alarm, she hurriedly replaced it. I rose, and making my excuses, escaped from the house. I hesitated whether to attempt to secure the photograph at once, but the coachman had come in, and as he was watching me narrowly, it seemed safer to wait. A little over-precipitance may ruin all.
I quite agree. It would seem our quest is practically finished.
It only remains for us to bring down the final curtain. I shall call on Miss Adler with the King tomorrow, and with you, if you care to come with us.
Really, Holmes? You know the answer.
Ha! So I do. We will all be shown into the sitting room to wait for the lady, but it is probable that when she comes, she may find neither us nor the photograph. It might be a satisfaction to His Majesty to regain it with his own hands.
When shall we call?
At 8 in the morning. She will not be up, so that we shall have a clear field. Besides, we must be prompt, for this marriage may mean a complete change in her life and habits. We must wire to the King without delay. But here we are at Baker Street. Let me just fetch the key.
It's all right, Holmes. I have mine.
Good night, Mr. Sherlock Holmes.
Holmes? Are you coming inside?
Did you see that young man, Watson?
Oh, no, I'm afraid I missed him.
I've heard that voice before. I wonder who the deuce that could have been.
I slept at Baker Street that night and woke early with the dawn. Holmes and I were engaged upon our morning toast and coffee when the King of Bohemia burst into the room.
You have it! You really got it!
Not yet.
But you have hopes?
I have hopes.
Then come! I am all impatience to be gone!
We must have a cab.
No, my groom is waiting!
Then that will simplify matters.
We descended and started off once more for Brinley Lodge.
I have news, Your Majesty. Irene Adler is married.
Married? When?
Yesterday.
But to whom?
To an English lawyer named Norton.
She could not love him.
I am in hopes that she does.
And why in hopes?
Because it would spare Your Majesty all fear of future annoyance.
I do not understand.
If the lady loves her husband, she does not love Your Majesty. If she does not love Your Majesty, there is no reason why she should interfere with Your Majesty's plan.
It is true, and yet, well, I wish she had been of my own station. What a queen she would have made.
The king relapsed into a moody silence, which was not broken until we drew up in Serpentine Avenue. The door of Brinley Lodge was open, and an elderly woman stood waiting upon the steps. She watched us with a sardonic eye as we stepped from the brougham.
Mr. Sherlock Holmes, I believe.
I am Mr. Holmes.
Indeed. My mistress told me that you were likely to call.
Where is she?
She left this morning for the continent with her husband by the 5:15 train from Charing Cross.
What? Do you mean that she's left England?
Never to return.
And the papers?
We shall see. Out of our way, madam.
Of course. You are to be shown every courtesy.
Come, gentlemen. The drawing room is this way.
My God, what a mess. Furniture scattered everywhere, open drawers.
She must have hurriedly ransacked them before her flight.
The hiding place! Where is the hiding place?
Here, Your Majesty. A small sliding shutter behind the bell pull.
The photograph! Praise God, it is still here!
No. No, I'm afraid this is not the photograph sought by your majesty. It is of Irene Adler only.
Ah, then all is lost.
Holmes, there's a letter here as well. To Sherlock Holmes, Esquire. To be left till called for.
What does it say? Open it, old Gotten villain!
It is addressed to me and dated midnight last night. My dear Mr. Sherlock Holmes, you really did it very well. You took me in completely.
Until after the alarm of fire, I had not a suspicion. But then, when I found how I had betrayed myself, I began to think. I had been warned months ago that if the king employed an agent, it would certainly be you. Yet, despite my precautions, you made me reveal what you wanted to know. Even after I became suspicious, I found it hard to think evil of such a dear, kind old clergyman. But, you know, I have been trained as an actress myself. Male costume is nothing new to me. I often take advantage of the freedom which it gives. I sent John, the coachman, to watch you, ran upstairs, got into my walking clothes, as I call them, and came down just as you departed. I followed you to your door, and so made sure that I was really an object of interest to the celebrated Mr. Sherlock Holmes. Then I, rather imprudently, wished you good night, and rushed for the temple to see my husband. We both thought the best recourse was flight when pursued by so formidable an antagonist, so you will find the nest empty when you call tomorrow. As to the photograph, your client may rest in peace. I love and am loved by a better man than he. The king may do what he will without hindrance from one whom he has cruelly wronged. I keep it only to safeguard myself and to preserve a weapon which will always secure me from any steps he might take in the future.
I leave instead a photograph which he might care to possess. And I remain, dear Mr. Sherlock Holmes, very truly yours, Irene Norton, née Adler.
What a woman! Oh, ho, ho! What a woman! Did I not tell you how quick and resolute she was? Would she not have made an admirable queen? Is it not a pity that she was not on my level?
From what I have seen of the lady, she seems indeed to be on a very different level from your majesty.
Holmes.
It's all right, Watson. I am sorry that I have not been able to bring your majesty's business to a more successful conclusion.
On the contrary, nothing could be more successful. I know that her word is inviolate. The photograph is now as safe as if it were in the fire.
I am glad to hear your majesty say so.
I am immensely indebted to you. Pray tell me in what way I can reward you. This emerald snake ring, perhaps? It is of great value.
Your majesty has something which I should value even more highly.
You have but to name it.
This photograph.
Irene's photograph. Certainly, if you wish it.
I thank your majesty. Now, since there is nothing more to be done in the matter, I have the honor to wish you a very good morning. Come, Watson.
Holmes bowed and left the room without observing the hand which the king had stretched out to him. Together we set off for our chambers at Baker Street. And that was how a great scandal that threatened to affect the kingdom of Bohemia was averted, and how the best plans of Mr. Sherlock Holmes were beaten by a woman's wit. He used to make merry over the cleverness of women, but I have not heard him do it of late. And when he speaks of Irene Adler, it is always under the honorable title of the woman.
A Scandal in Bohemia was adapted from the original Sir Arthur Conan Doyle tale by Jeremy B. Holstein and featured Andrew Harrington in the role of Sherlock Holmes, Chris Ciampa as Dr. Watson, Kristen Hyder as Irene Adler, Dan Burke as the King of Bohemia, Kate Mahoney as Mrs. Turner and the servant. William Spreadbury as both Godfrey and the ostler. Joe F. Dubach as the driver. Liz Salazar, Michael McAfee, and Carrie Keebaugh as the ruffians. And Eric Chung as the priest. Our Foley team was Jane Coe and Liberty McLeod with Dave Barker, Foley coordinator. Our soundboard operator was Rebecca Graber. No, wait, she was torn apart by wolves. Mayor Freed. No, we lost her to the flood. Jamie Lim. Yes. Our sound engineer was Chris Sobolensky, our stage manager Meg Wickham, our producer Chris DeKalb, and the entire production was under the direction of Jeremy Holstein.
Well.
You know, I listened to the applause for both plays.
Yes, me too.
And I honestly couldn't tell who won the bet.
Neither could I. Perhaps it's for the best. I don't like fighting with you, brother.
Nor I with you, sister. You're the best twin a serial killer could hope for.
What was that?
I said you're the best twin a brother could hope for.
That's what I thought you said. Well, dear audience, it seems our evening together is at an end. I'm Nancy.
No, she's not. She's really Catherine Bromberg. Whereas I really am Ellery.
No, he's not. He's really Rob Noyes. And on behalf of the Post Meridian Radio players, thank you all for coming.
Yes, thank you. And until next time, my friends,
we're the Mystery Twins. And we'll be waiting here for you.
Good night.
Thanks for joining me for this episode. In 2 weeks, we return to Coppersteam City for the third episode of Isaiah Plavnik's The Madmen's Guild. If you like what you hear, you can check out more about the PMRP at their website, pmrp.org, or their new Bandcamp store, pmrp.bandcamp.com. This is Nick Scratch signing off, and I hope to see you around the dial.
This has been a production of the Post Meridian Radio Plays, copyright 2023. All rights reserved. For more information about our group, please visit www.pmrp.org.